Hey everyone, I'm new here, and I thought I'd share my story because I know many of you might relate to what I've been through. It's been a roller coaster of emotions, and honestly, I'm still trying to process everything. Here's what happened. I'm 33, male, and my wife is 36, female. We've been together for 12 years and have 2 kids. Over the summer, I started noticing that my wife was under a lot of stress from her job. She had recently been promoted and taken on a ton of new responsibilities. I tried to be understanding. When she'd come home stressed or wake up in a grumpy mood, I didn't take it personally. I listened to her vent, offered support, and did my best to be there for her. On top of that, she was working the graveyard shift, so her sleep schedule was a mess, and she was constantly picking up extra hours to help her boss out. I figured it was just a rough patch and that things would settle down eventually. But then things started to change. We began having some pretty intense arguments, and she was usually the one starting them. At the time, I couldn't understand why she was so quick to blow up at me. I chalked it up to stress, hormones, or just the pressure she was under. Looking back, though, I think this was around the time she started getting closer to a coworker. I didn't know it then, but I suspect this was the beginning of the end for us. By October, her behavior had shifted dramatically. She was working non-stop, and I noticed she was putting a lot more effort into her appearance before heading to work. She'd spend extra time getting ready, wearing makeup, and dressing up in ways she hadn't before. At first, I thought maybe she was just trying to look more professional for her new role. But deep down, I had this nagging feeling that something wasn't right. I brushed it off though, not wanting to jump to conclusions. Around this time, we were barely spending any quality time together. She seemed completely disinterested in me or anything I was doing. She used to tell me everything about her day, her coworkers, and what was going on at work, but suddenly, she became withdrawn. Conversations were rare, and when we did talk, it felt forced. Her routine was the same every day: work, come home, sleep, repeat. It was like I was living with a stranger. One night, after we toured a potential school for her daughter, we got into another argument. She hadn't told me she was going into work that night, and I had been looking forward to spending some time together. I was hurt and frustrated, and the argument escalated quickly. That same night, after she left for work, I couldn't shake this gut feeling that something was off. I finally asked her straight up if there was someone else. She immediately denied it, calling me crazy and ridiculous. But her reaction only made me more suspicious. A week or 2 later, I decided to trust my instincts. I bought an AirTag and discreetly taped it under her car. Her behavior had become increasingly erratic and disrespectful. She started hanging out with a group of girls from work, even though I had expressed my discomfort with it. We had another big fight, and she stormed out of the house, claiming she was calling in sick to work. But the AirTag told a different story. That night, she went to some guy's apartment and stayed there until the next morning. When I confronted her, she finally admitted the truth. After 12 years and 2 kids together, she had been talking to this guy for months. She claimed he gave her the attention she felt she wasn't getting from me. She said she could open up to him without judgment, and that's why she decided to sleep with him. Her excuse: she wanted attention. That was it. No remorse, no real explanation, just that she felt neglected and sought validation elsewhere. We've tried everything since then: therapy, countless conversations, me pouring my heart out, begging her to choose us over him. But months later, she's still in contact with him. It's clear where her priorities lie, and it's devastating. Our marriage is essentially over, and I'm left trying to pick up the pieces. The betrayal and deception have left me traumatized. It's hard to wrap my head around how someone I loved so deeply, someone I would have taken a bullet for, could hurt me like this. I trusted her completely, and she shattered that trust in the worst way possible. I'm still struggling to come to terms with it all, but I'm sharing this because I know I'm not alone. If anyone has been through something similar, I'd love to hear how you coped and moved forward. Thanks for letting me get this off my chest.